LDBC, this your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show live. I tell y'all what, this was a good fight. This was a good fight. Cris Cyborg answered a lot of questions. So did Holly Holm. Cris Cyborg answered a lot of questions because, people were saying, well, she can't go 5 rounds. Her gas tank would do this. Look, Cris Cyborg fought a tactical fight. She fought a tactical fight. She fought a very, and, I was like, man, these judges, the scorecards are whack. Cris Cyborg outlanded Holly Holm in every single round. Like, she was countering Holly Holm to death. But I got to give Holly credit. Because remember I told y'all, and I said that if Holly Holm could go 5 rounds with Cris Cyborg, remember that I told y'all, it's really a moral victory for Holly Holm. It's a moral victory. Cris Cyborg dominated the fight. It's a moral victory. Holly Holm did a tremendous job inside of the clinch. She did a good job. She didn't allow Cyborg to trip or try to, really do an excessive amount of punishment in the clinch. She didn't allow it. Holly Holm actually tied, like in boxing. It's crazy. Like, Holly Holm actually tied Cris Cyborg up, and they both were just hanging out on the back of the cage together. It's like Cris didn't want to expend any more energy trying to take Holly down. And Holly is strong. I got to give her credit. In this video, I ain't taking nothing away from either one of these women. We can come in here and say, I told you so. Cyborg was the more, and I hate to say this, she was the more technically skilled fighter in the fight. Like, she outpointed Holly Holm. And me personally, I didn't think that that's how this fight would go down. I thought Cyborg would close the distance. I thought she would close the distance. And I thought that she would just, start really going in. Nah. Cyborg did not blow her load. She actually fought a patient fight on the outside. And, she met Holly Holm's eye, man, was like almost closed shut. It was almost closed shut. And, I'm like, oh, man, And I know Holly was kind of having difficulty seeing out of that eye. But one thing that Holly kept doing, that I was like, why is she doing that? She kept circling back towards Cyborg's right hand. She kept doing that. And I'm like, that's her hand that's clocking you. Like, why are you still doing it? But, nonetheless, Holly, she ate them right hands, man. She was eating them right hands. And in round 2, Cris Cyborg, threw a flurry on Holly Holm. And she could have got up out of there if there was more time in the round. Like, the last 10 seconds, Cris Cyborg threw this crazy flurry. And you saw, the Cris Cyborg of old just kind of come out and just really try to obliterate Holly Holm. But Cris, she had to ration out, man. She couldn't try to expend a lot of energy. And she said, well, she wasn't expecting Holly Holm to be so, good in the clinch. She wasn't expecting that. She wasn't expecting that. And I give it to you. Holly Holm, her grappling has improved. Her grappling has improved, but she definitely didn't want to try for a takedown. And probably if she would have tried it, she may have, would have been successful. But, Holly not really confident in the ground game. So, I knew that this was going to be a stand-up battle. I knew it was going to be something to the extent it was going to be mano-a-mano. But the thing of it is, it was a good fight. Neither one of these women, Cyborg answered questions. Holly Holm answered questions. Can you handle Cyborg's power? And the answer is yes. Holly Holm Holly Holm, she didn't look good in parts of the fight. Round 4 and 5, you can definitely see Holly, retreating, man, big time. Holly, I say the first 3 rounds, Holly Holm, she was doing okay. But by the end of round 2, I say the end of round 2, she looked compromised. Round 3, she kind of started retreating, but round 4 and 5, Holly Holm, to me, was surviving, And I told y'all that Cyborg really turns these fighters from fighting into surviving. And Holly Holm was surviving because Cris, she kept cutting. Now, Cris taught a class in cutting off the octagon, and she kept Holly Holm from, moving. Holly Holm, the octagon got really small for Holly Holm. The fight went pretty much, I knew Cris would close the distance, but I didn't expect Cris to be this patient. I didn't expect it. I really thought once Cris got in range, I thought she was just going to start throwing a barrage of punches. Nah, she didn't do that. But, I'm going to tell you, that head kick of Holly Holm's, I got to say, man, that head kick is dangerous. Cris knew it was dangerous, but they did their homework, okay? They did their homework on Cris Cyborg. I'm sorry. Whoever, they did their homework on Holly Holm. They did their homework. Because every time the head kick got attempted, Cris Cyborg blocked almost all of them. I think Holly did land one, and Cris ate it, just kept coming forward. It's crazy, man. like Cyborg actually, it's like she knew what Holly was trying to do during stand-up. Like she knew it. Like she actually knew it, and she just kept cutting off the octagon, kept limiting Holly's, mobility. Like she limited it. Holly actually had to fight. But I did say that, if Holly, makes Cyborg respect her power, the fight would be a better fight. And I think Holly did. She stood in the pocket. For as long as she could, Holly Holm stood in the pocket. It was a good fight. See, this is the Holly Holm that, man, where was it? I think Holly, you know what? This is what I figured out about Holly Holm. I think Holly Holm raises her level of skill based on who she's in there with. I think she does. And I think that if it's against somebody who's not that dangerous, I think she don't pull out all her tools. And I think Holly, she was forced to, clinch. She was forced to do it. But that it's in her. But I just think that even if they fought again, they fought 100 times. Holly Holm don't have it. She don't have it enough power. She don't have really the skill to really get Cyborg attention. Because Cyborg looked like she was the boxer instead of Holly Holm. That's what it looked like to me. But still, guys, it was a good fight. I'm not taking nothing from Holly. I ain't taking – look, they both fought a good fight. I felt like Cris, her game plan, I think they scripted a game plan. I think they knew that, hey, if Cris walk in one of those head kicks, it could be, could be a game changer. So Jason Perillo, he prepared Cyborg well. Tito Ortiz, they did. But, they definitely the clinch – that's something she better go back and work on, because I think people like Megan Anderson, they're going to see like, whoa, okay, wait a minute. I can get Cyborg in the clinch, I can get in the clinch. I'm just saying, so people like Megan Anderson, they're probably salivating. But, I already said that Megan couldn't beat Holly either. Megan couldn't beat Holly. If Holly Holm fought Megan Anderson today, Holly Holm would go beat Megan too. Like, I've been saying that. But, guys, good fight. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. Join me for the live stream. I'm done. What are you waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube. And